Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini, and I've got a player breakdown video that I want to share with you today. And it's going to be on Caden Kitler. It's somebody that I've heard a lot about, somebody that we're really putting a lot of high hopes on, and he's going to have a big job this season for the Razorbacks in trying to make calls and make sure offensive line is blocking the way it's supposed to, and so it looks like he's a good one, and I want to share this with you. So Caden Kitler is a center, and he's transferring from the University of Central Florida, and he's transferring here to the Arkansas Razorbacks, which he's already with us. So anyway, let's check him out and see what we got here. Now, first off, you see he's a center and interior offensive lineman. Now, when I watched this film, in high school, played a lot of left tackle. And I don't think he actually played. They say I read where he played center and left tackle in high school. Now I never saw him play center because I was wondering if he'd ever gotten had a quarterback get under center and or did he just snap all shotgun snaps. And I couldn't find any of him really playing center in high school. He played all left tackle, and I read where he had. He got his first start in college at center back in 2023. So, but boy, I'm gonna tell you, in high school, he was a heck of an offensive lineman, heck of a left tackle, and he's really good at center too. I think we've got us a really good one, a guy that's gonna come in and really get the line going in the right direction and be a leader in there that we need. And the coaches kind of said that was a large part of why we struggled some of the offensive line last year, because we might get the wrong calls and block the wrong way. So let's check him out. So here's Caden Kitler. He is 6'3", 305 pounds, and runs about a 5.0640, and he's a redshirt junior. Now, I compare that to the NFL prototype center because, listen, when you're playing the SEC, like I've said earlier, you're going to play against future NFL players. So when you compare them to an NFL prototype center, size and speed, that is 6'3", 302, and they run about a 5'22", 40. Now, you see Kaden is already bigger than the NFL prototype center. He's about 3 pounds bigger, and he's faster. So we've got a really good player here, we think, that has all the tools, and really looking forward to him having a big year for us, and I think he will. Now, his hometown is the Colony in Texas. And he went to high school there at John Paul II High School. Now, recruiting coming out of high school, he was a 3-star prospect, and he was in the top 200 coming out of Texas. He was a top interior offensive lineman nationally. So they figured he would move inside, would not play left tackle, he'd move inside, and that's what he did there at Central Florida, and it's turned out to be a really good center. So, now, when he was at UCF, in 2024, which was last season, he was a redshirt sophomore, and he had 11 starts, and the offense averaged 447.8 yards per game, and he graded out at 79.1 pass blocking grade and a 69 run blocking grade, which are both really good grades. I mean, an 80 is really high, and a 69, 70 there is pretty good too. So he's much better. Grades out better pass blocking, but also pretty good run blocker too, you'll see in the film. So we're going to watch some video here at the end as soon as I get through my PowerPoint here. In 2023, he had his first start against Kansas State, and that was at center, and he graded that season at 77.7 pass blocking and 66 run blocking. So you see he got better from 23 to 24. And now in 2022, he redshirted. He appeared in one game versus Temple, and that was at center too, I believe. I went back and looked on PFF, and he only, I think maybe just literally one play or something, not very many. Can't remember. But so in college, he's been to center, and played for Gus Malzahn these last, I guess, 2 years, and so he's been the shotgun, and I'm sure he'll be able to play with quarterback underneath him, do just a quarterback underneath snap, not a shotgun. I'm sure he can do that. I just wanted to see if he'd done it before, but I think he'll be fine. Now, transitioning to Arkansas, he signed with Arkansas on December 19th, 2024, and he chose Arkansas over Florida State and others. And that's important because, That's where Gus Malzahn went to Florida State to be the offensive coordinator for their head coach Mike Norvell, who's also from Arkansas. He didn't coach or play at Arkansas, but I'm not sure where he played. Arkansas Tech, somewhere like that. I know I'm wrong with that, but I don't remember where he played, Mike Norvell. But he is from Arkansas, and Florida State wanted him, but he chose to come to Arkansas. And I mean, why would he not? He's from Texas and a little bit closer to home, but also, you're playing for Coach Pittman, who, was known as the best offensive line coach in the country. Coach Mateos is really making a name for himself now. Coach Bobby Petrino, who was a head coach in the NFL, one of the best offensive coordinators in the country for sure. So, I mean, he made a great decision coming to Arkansas to play for those people that will get him ready for the NFL and make him better. And he's part of this 2025 offensive line makeover for Arkansas, which brings me to Corey Robinson. He'll be my last guy to break down. And he's our left tackle. And then Kitler here's our center. And then we brought in a lot of other guys too. McCroy brought in a lot of good offensive linemen, which makes you very happy for the future. And offensive line should be in good hands. So how is he going to fit, and what is his immediate role? He's an experienced center who can make all the line calls under pressure, like I've talked about. And Arkansas coaches said that's a lot of times what was the problem last season. They wouldn't get a good line call from the center, and they'd block the wrong way, and that's why we had a lot of guys coming free. Now, he's already been named to the Remington Trophy watch list, which, tells you a lot. The college football is expecting a lot from him. And Arkansas's had a lot of good centers and a lot of good offensive linemen come through, especially with Coach Pittman. Now, Coach Eric Mateos, this was a quote from him, and I remember him saying it. He said, with Kaden, he was thinking about looking for a center. He said, can we get a guy who's done the position, handled the pressure of making all the calls? And Kaden sure has. He's done it at Central Florida for the last 2 years and been in a lot of big games. I'll show you a big game against Iowa State, and I watched them against Florida, so he definitely a guy that, I don't know if he's making the right calls, but Coach Mateos does. I don't know what their calls are, but they appear if you're the center for an offense that's averaging right at 450 yards a game, you're doing something right, if you're the one making the calls. So clearly this is a good player here, really good guy we're getting. And I think this is clearly a boost from last year. Now, what is my outlook for him while he's at Arkansas? Well, he's an expected starter at center. Even though they've said that they think we have 3 centers that can win games in the SEC. And that's good because maybe what if somebody struggles? What if they can't find that right guard? And Kitler can play that, And what if he moves over to right guard, bring in one of those other guys that can play center? I remember Edmondson. I don't remember the other guy, Cash Courtney maybe, that are centers that they think can win games in the SEC with them. So, you can see where you might move him if you needed to. And I'm going to tell you, look at high school film with him at left tackle. Wow, he looked really good. Kitler did. So he's a heck of a player. And he provides stability, leadership, and a high football IQ. And that's big, man. We need stability in that offensive line. We need leadership up there. They're the tip of the spear. If the offensive line's going crazy, everything's going to go crazy. If we can't figure out who to block, nothing's going to work. Go back and look at this past Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks ever. And he couldn't throw the ball. Can't throw it if he's on his back. They could not block the Philadelphia Eagles. And they just couldn't. And the Philadelphia beat them, and Mahomes couldn't do anything because they were just all over him. So it's so very important to have that offensive line straight and blocking who they're supposed to block. And last, he's an SEC-ready center with a pro-style experience, So, Malzahn kind of runs, I guess you'd call it a pro-style offense now. Although quarterbacks, there are a lot of running quarterbacks, which a lot of programs are going to that because if everything breaks down, that guy can take off and run and get you some yardage. And so he's SEC ready, like I say, he's played They're at UCF, or they're in the Big 12. I'm not sure what conference they're in. I should have looked. But he played in a lot of big games. He's already done it. And so you know he's ready to roll. You know, he seems to be a really good player. Now, in summary for me, you know, his strengths that I see are he's experienced, he's reliable, and he has strong that PFF grades, Pro Football Focus. So I mean, you know, really good player. He marks off all the check marks, all the benchmarks you need for a center. His role will be to anchor that offensive line, be the leader in there in the run game and pass protection, make the calls, and be a leader up front. And I think he'll do that from everything I've seen. He's a redshirt junior. He's been around for a long time. I think he'll be good. Now, my main key message here with Caden Kitler is that he's a high upside transfer, and he's set to stabilize our interior offensive line. So he's good already, and I think he can be better with the coaching he's getting. And, I mean, we got, you know, with Petrino, Pittman, Mateos, man, that's the three of the best that do what they do. So he's going to get better. And hopefully he can stabilize that line. At least we know who to block. And then, you know, that hopefully we have good enough players that can block them, which I think we do. I think our offensive line is very good. Really good players that can win those one-on-one battles. And so really excited about Kitler being in there. You know, tip of the spear, center, touches the ball every play. He's got to get a good snap, first of all. Looks like he's a really good snapper, and then does a good job blocking, too. All right, now, and here, I ended my PowerPoint on this. Bobby Petrino, who, man, I think the world of him as an offensive coordinator. He said Kitler did a nice job in camp in the 2 weeks that we've had. He's really understanding what we want for him to take control of the offensive line and have the confidence to make the calls and do it quickly. I really like what we've seen from him, and he's quick and sneaky. That's what you have to be as a center. You got to be a little sneaky out there, and he's good at it. And hey, man, if Coach Bobby Petrino gives somebody a compliment like that and says he's doing good, I'm all in. I drank that Kool-Aid. I believe everything Coach Petrino says about football. I think he is a great coach. I was the head football coach when he was the head coach here in Arkansas, and I really, you know, and I've seen him speak several times at our coaching clinics, and man, he's a heck of a coach, I'm telling you, and he knows what he's talking about. I mean, remember he was the head football coach of the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, my goodness, you know, this guy knows what he's doing, and so when he says something like that about Kitler, my eyes go wide open. I'm thinking, man, he must be pretty good. And that was my last slide. So let's see. Let's watch a little film here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can get over here to it. So here we are. This is against Iowa State. Now, Iowa State at this time is ranked number 9 in the country, I think. So big game here. They're at Iowa State, and Central Florida led this game most of the way. Iowa State nips them at the end here, barely beats them. But anyway, so here's Kitler. Central Florida's in the white, and he's right here. He's a center. He's got a man on him. That's tough. You know, that always, my centers always gave fits. If you had a guy on you, that's tough to snap and block. So here we go. And this is the highlight, so I'm just going to kind of play it and let you watch until they flip it over to Iowa State gets it. Then I'll jump to the next possession for Central Florida. So here we go right there. There's Kitler. And see, you know, they're playing a lot of line games. He didn't really block many right there. But a good snap. Boy, I'm going to tell you, I've been a coach before when you didn't get good snaps back there. It's not much fun. And watch his snaps. He does a real good job of snapping the ball back there right where it needs to be. Right here, he's showing how sticky he is. Look at him there. He falls down to his knees, but he stays with the guy. He's sticky. Very good block right there. And look at that. That sprung him for a big run right there. That's Mike Washington right there taking off down the field. Except he'll go score. That'd be touchdown for Mike Washington. All right. I don't know if this is replay or not, but here we go. Good snap again. Yeah, it's a replay. See him staying with this guy, being sticky. Good play right there. Let's back that up. I kind of missed that. Let's see. He's in there. He's right here. It's going to be hard to pick him up, but he's right there. And you see him in there blocking, pushing his guy back, doing a good job. Touchdown. There he is right there going to celebrate. And another thing, too, he's gained probably 10 pounds while he's been in Arkansas, I believe. There he is. Here he is, Kitler right there. Let's back that up just a second. I think he was 295 at Central Florida, and I think he's up to 305 now. So here he is right here. Got a nose guard on him again. Holding him in there, doing good, and then driving him a little bit. Good block right there. Good snap, too. Snap is so important. You know, and we've had troubles with that, too, at Arkansas. All right, now, we're going to jump ahead to 437. We should be about right in here. All right, there he is, snapping the ball. Good snap. Good job there. Boom. That big guy must have been starting in front of KJ Jefferson right there. And, boy, he's showing some speed there. Let's see. Right here, you get a good look at him. You got a man on him. But he's feeling, that's pin and pull right there. He didn't really have to block anybody. Let's see, is that, okay. That now, Iowa State's got the ball now. So now let's jump ahead to 9:15. Right about here. There they are. Where's Kitler? He's right there. Now let's back it up just a tad. It was hard to see. He is, I think it's him right here. No, it's not. See, Malzahn does this quarterback. He does this big time overload. He is actually way over here. Has one guy to his right and all these guys to the left. So that is him right there. And you, or is he the center or was he the left guard there? Boy, it's hard to tell. There's bunched up. I don't even think he was a center right there. Yeah, maybe he was. I wish I could have my own stuff on Huddle where I could just, you could inch it along. You can't do it on here. But anyway, he's in there. You see him right there getting the block. It's hard to see. I'm not sure if he was a center or the guard there. If we got an end zone view, I could see it. I don't know if there's one here or not. But no, there's not. Okay. So now, the thing about Central Florida, they just had a lot of big plays this game. Maybe I should have picked a better game. All right, 9:15. Now we're going to go to 12:13 here. Right here. So they just scored and took the lead. Iowa State has. And this is really the last play right here. They throw an interception. Let's see, a good snap, and he can't go get the guy or he'll be downfield right there. And that is the ball game there. That is about everything you see. But like I say, Kitler, like I say, it's hard to find a lot of good film, but hopefully you got a little bit there. I could have shown some of him in high school, and man, he was a player now in high school. But hopefully you saw a little bit there, and that way you know kind of what he can do. See, he's a good snapper. He's a heck of a player. He has prototype size and speed for a center, NFL center. And when Coach Petrino and Coach Petrino and Coach Mateos, when they talk good about a guy like they have about Kitler, the guy's a pretty good player and he's done well so far. And I like the fact that he could maybe play other positions too. He was a heck of a left tackle in high school. He was a lot skinnier, and he was a lot skinnier. But anyway, heck of a player. He's a good defensive lineman too, I think they said, in high school. So, really good player here. We're looking for him to come in and be the leader, make those calls, and I think he can do that. And they said he's done a great job so far. So I think this is a huge pickup. It's exactly what we needed, guys. You think about what we needed. We got to get that offensive line better. Had to get our secondary better. And Caden Kitler, signing him, I think they said he was their top guy they wanted. I know Robinson was for sure. And Kitler, like Mateo said, they wanted somebody that had done it before, that could make the calls and make them correct and be confident about it. And I think Caden Kitler is the man for the job for sure. And I'm really excited. He's the tip of the spear. Really excited about it. And guys, that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I probably could have picked a better video with a few more plays of him where you could see him a little bit more. But man, I think we've got a good one here. Really excited. And I'm excited to watch those Hogs play. It's getting closer every day. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe so you know when I post more videos. I'm going to do one on Corey Robinson here either tomorrow or the next day when I get time. You know, the two most important guys I've got in the portal, maybe you could say, in Kitler and Robinson, especially for offense. But anyway, super excited about Caden Kitler. I think he's going to get our offense revved up and going, which it already was. And but Kitler's really going to help us. We're going to be even much better, a lot better, maybe protecting Taylor Green. That's what we need to do. And like I say, and just come back often if you would. Please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe so you know when I'm posting. And please leave me a message, a comment. I love talking football, and I read the comments. I love to see them. So hit me up. You know, just leave me a comment, ask a question, whatever. And I love to talk to you. And but anyway, super excited about Caden Kitler. That's all I got. Like I say, thanks so much for watching. And let me see, where's my thing to end it? There it is, right there. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great evening or a great day whenever you're watching this. And go Hogs.